This is the Turcom portable Bluetooth mini speaker. Included with the speaker, they give you the instructions here, which are fairly decent. A micro charging cable and a auxiliary audio cable. To me, this speaker kind of looks like something out of a sci-fi show with this kind of a unique pyramid shape. It has a shiny metal casing here with black mesh, metal mesh speaker vents here. It's a pretty cool looking speaker. It's actually pretty small, as you can see by my hand here. It's roughly 3 by 3 inches with about maybe 3-inch high at the top to the bottom of the base. But it has a surprising amount of weight to it, and it really feels sturdy and well constructed. The bottom of the speaker has actually a pretty nice non-skid kind of silicone on bottom. As you can see, I can move the table without sliding the speaker around. And in addition, the power switch is also located on the bottom here. But one of my issues with this a little bit is, as you can see, the power button or the play, pause, and the volume next back buttons are kind of hidden here. As if you had this on a table, they're not real easy to get to and figure out which one you're pushing without picking the speaker up. The LED here is actually in a good position where it's at, because you can see that, but I really don't like where those buttons are located. In addition to the back, they also have the micro charging and the auxiliary and microphone. That's not so critical to me as the buttons being hidden. The only exception to that is the top of the speaker has the answer hang up and the Bluetooth connect button, which is large and easy to hit and all that kind of thing. So, you know, if they would just reposition maybe the other play, pause, and next back button somewhere like here or on the other side here to make it a little bit easier to deal with and easier to find, I would like that a bit better. I think where their position's a little bit of an annoyance to me. But charging time with this is about 2 to 3 hours. Initially they say do 3, but you get usually around 2 hours charging time. But it does give you about 5 to 6 hours of play time depending on the volume level. I'm in a unique position now where I now have both an Android and Apple phone after retiring an old phone that I had. So I can actually try this with both operating systems to see how they work as far as pairing and all that. And I had no issues pairing with either phone. Basically, you just power on the speaker and you'll hear a male voice. In this case, it's already connected, but you hear a male voice saying it's ready to pair, and you know, it's pretty easy to do from there. Now, the one thing that's a bit disappointing with this speaker is the Bluetooth range, at least for me, on both phones. I tried both phones to be sure, was only about 15 to 20 feet. You know, normally with Bluetooth you get a bit better range than that, but there's a little bit disappointing in here with this particular speaker. I'm going to do a little sample here with the speaker. Now, again, with my microphone, I don't know how well it's going to translate, but I'll give you an idea about how this sounds. Now, and again, I don't know how well that translates through the video here, but musically for the speaker, for its small size, actually sounds pretty good with clear instrumentation, good vocals, and I didn't have it turned up very loud because I think that would just kind of distort across the microphone here, but it actually a surprising good bass. It was very boomy at high volume, and for a speaker this size, I was actually pretty pleased with the sound. The unique speaker sound here kind of gives you a sound in all directions, and it's pretty solid all the way around in that respect. So, I mean, sound-wise, this is a pretty good sounding speaker. The phone call capability was decent, as well as the calls, you know, were clear, sounded pretty good on both ends of the conversation. Although I'm, you know, one that's not particular to using speakers as phone call devices, but you know, it does work for that pretty decently. With the exception of the disappointing, you know, Bluetooth range and it's a very solid speaker, pretty good musically, good volume, decent bass. And my only other issue with this is the buttons are a bit hidden and need to be better positioned. I give this 4 stars.